So yo, what is going on, bros nose of the internet? My name, of course, is Big Mac, and today I've got my Elgato Capture card. I've finally got it. I'm really pleased that I've got it. I really want to start YouTube back up as a hobby again. Um, I've really enjoyed the time that I've had off, but I really do want to get back into the swing of things. Of course, GTA 5 coming out tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a let's play of that and a few videos of that, but I'm not here to talk about GTA today. I'm talking about Diablo 3. So I'm going to give you guys a guide on how to play the CM Wizard build on Xbox 360 or PS3, which is one of the best Wizard builds out there on Diablo 3. So let's begin. So the main stats we're going to be looking at is the attacks per second and critical hit chance. So for the attacks per second, you really want to be aiming for 1.9 attacks per second, if not 2.0, to be deadly comfortable with the build. I myself am going for 1.91 at the moment. I'm trying to get my attack speed up, but my critical hit chance, which is currently at 54%, is well within the recommended 45% for the crit hit chance as a minimum, 50% for what it really needs to be at, but 54% is definitely well within the comfortable zone. When I'm buffed, I get around 56 constant, but that can head up to 66, which I will tell you about in a minute. This 54% critical hit chance is also including the Scoundrel's ability to actually allow a 2% crit hit chance for you and your Scoundrel. So really people only use it for the extra 2% crit chance that you gain on your sheet character. For attacks per second, you could also go for the Enchantress. She has a ability which allows you to gain 0.07 or 0.09 attacks per second, but again I wanted the extra critical hit chance so that I was well within my comfort range. So now I'm going to go over to the skills and detail where my buttons are mapped and the skill runes and active runes that I use with it, active passives that I use within the build. So I'm going to go with the active passives first. So I use critical mass, which allows every critical hit to reduce the cooldown of spells by 1 second. That is pretty much 100% guaranteed. But that's what it basically critical mass is based around, is that one active passive. So the second one that I use is Evocation, which reduces all cooldowns by 15%. Really good for spamming spells, even outside of the critical hit, the critical mass rune. And Glass Cannon, which increases all damage done by 15%, but decreases armor and resistances by 10%. So you sacrifice a little bit of survivability for a little bit more DPS. It outweighs it. So I use Glass Cannon. People also use Galvanizing Wand, which whilst for 2 minutes, sorry, as long as an armor spell is active, you gain 1,311 life per second, which includes energy armor, ice armor, or storm armor. So now I'm going to go with the skills that I use within this build and why I use them and how they're used. So Frost Nova I use in my A button, and it gives me 5%. If I hit 5 enemies with it, I get a critical hit chance bonus, which is, I believe, 10% for 5 seconds. I'm not 100% about that, but you are pretty much always got that 10% extra crit bonus if you are very quick going between mobs. I've got 25% movement speed, I do believe, or 24, so I am quick between mobs anyway. So yeah, pretty much I've always got the deep freeze ability on my character. So for the RT I use Energy Twister with Wicked Wind. You can use this with Storm Chaser at the moment with the current patch that the console version has, which is 1.0.5, but Wicked Wind is much better at one just targeting an enemy or a group in the same place, rather than going in between enemies and not having full control of whereabouts the energy twister is actually going to go. So on the X, I use Explosive Blast with Chain Reaction. This lets out a massive explosion followed by multiple smaller explosions within an area. Very AoE based, good for taking out trash mobs, which is pretty much what the Critical Mass Wizard uses. They are very good still against elite packs, but you might not have the Frost Nova ability, the special from the Deep Freeze, but you can still tackle elite mobs very easily. So on the Y button I use Diamond Skin with Diamond Shards. This one is the most flexible out of the whole thing on this build. You can use any of these for survivability purposes, whether it reduce arcane power of different skills, increase the amount of time that Enduring Skin is there for, and you know, mirror damage back to its back to the attacker. But I use Diamond Shards, which basically splinters off all of the Diamond Skin after it's gone past its effective use, and it explodes. So basically it does a little bit of AoE damage, not a ton, but it's still noticeable to be used within the build. On the B button I use Energy Armour with Pinpoint Barrier to increase my critical hit chance. This one can be changed quite a bit actually. You can actually use Prismatic Armour, which increases all resistances. I'm not sure by the percent, but it is, I think it's about 5 to 10%, but I'm not 100% on that. Or you could use Storm Armour with Shocking Aspect, which will give you more DPS, but will really depend on critical hits. I will be using this when I have a high enough critical hit chance, which I am comfortable with, which will be around 55 unbuffed. So again, I'm going to just be using Pinpoint Barrier for the time being. So for RB I use Magic Weapon with Force Weapon, which increases the amount of damage that Magic Weapon uses and gives a chance to knock back enemies. Never really happens, but it's just for the sheet DPS on the weapon. But if you've not quite got with the critical hit chance or the attacks per second, one way that I was training for quite a while was using Disintegrate with Entropy, which basically fires 3 lasers at a smallish amount of distance away from the player in a cone shape, which is really good. It helped me farm quite a bit, but not as fast as Critical Mass. So I'm going to quickly go back to the Critical Mass on how I had it. So yeah, so I'm going to now show you the build in use in the Keep Depths 3, and I'm going to just literally show you a pack. So before I go, I use RB and B to gain my buffs, and then as soon as I see a enemy, press X and A and keep RT in. X and A is really used for button bashing. The RT is just there for being held in, and the Y is just to when your health's low, pretty much, so you've got a chance to pot up. So let's go into the middle of the pack. This is a slight pack, and it's pretty much that simple. You just keep on the move, keep running to try and find the next pack, and yeah, hopefully don't hit into a dead end. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please do like and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot, and also share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.